Rayll is an independent horror game developer that specializes in psychological horror titles. He's the creator of the episodic horror series Fears to Fathom. Each Fears to Fathom episode is a true real-life event depicted. It does an incredible job of making you feel isolated and vulnerable. The reason why it's minimal yet effective is because of the realness. You have this raw, grounded feeling that's persistent while playing. Situations that could happen to me or you, knowing these events are inspired by true stories does genuinely add another level of fear while playing. You're experiencing someone's real-life nightmare. It's this clever manipulation of your sense of security that makes this series so effective at building tension. In this video, we'll be diving into the oldest release in the chain, Fears to Fathom Home Alone, which takes that tension feeling to a whole new level. The game opens with you waking up to your screaming alarm clock. It's around 8 o'clock p.m. You opted to grab something to eat since, although having schoolwork, you were hungry after your nap. You get 3 text messages from your mom.
No need to order anything. Already made you lasagna this morning. Check the fridge.
You first decide to check your parents' room, remembering that they had left for a trip. You see their window open and hear a dog barking loudly outside. So you gently approach it. That is when you notice a figure standing on your lawn staring back at you. When you notice him, he starts to walk away, fading out of view behind the trees. That seems strange to you, but you just woke up, so everything seems strange. You check the other windows, which show no threat, then proceed to grab your lasagna. You heated your supper in the oven since it was cold. After finishing, you decide to savor your meal by watching some TV. This is where the vulnerability aspect of the game kicks in. There's a faint, ominous atmosphere brewing in the background, but it's also overshadowed by the TV soundtrack and your chewing. After finishing, you turn off the TV and head up to your room to start on your homework. But then, you get a text from your friend Mason.
We're gonna have to call it off, man. Something just came up. But you gotta come to Jessica's tomorrow.
Whilst heading up to your room, you get another text from Mason.
I'm sorry, Miles. Gotta see you tomorrow. Don't forget about chem, though.
Remembering you have chemistry homework, you rush to get it done. It's 12:30 and you're finally done with your assignment. Your mom texts you saying,
Don't stay up too late, you kids. I shouldn't get to hear from Mrs. Paula this time.
You decide to follow your mother's advice and knock out in your bed. You wake at 1 a.m. thirsty and in need of water. You walk downstairs in the complete dark with the only noise being your clock pounding and a subtle ambience. You open the fridge, grab a water bottle, and drink. You walk back upstairs to fall back asleep when you get a text from your mom.
Miles, who's that at the door? You there?
She sends you an image of your front door with a figure standing in front of it. Panicked, you walk downstairs to check. As soon as you walk down, you decide to open the blinds next to the front door just a bit to see who it is. You're running back to your room, since now you know the figure is still there and hasn't moved, and your mother is texting you to tell you not to open the door.
Paula sent me. Said he's been creeping through the windows. We're calling the cops. You kids lock every door and hide in your room. Don't answer the door, no matter what he does.
Of course, in a fearful response, you hide under your bed, panicked and scared, and then you hear it. Startled, you stand up out of your hiding position, assuming someone's downstairs to help. As you slowly walk towards the staircase, the door to your parents' room opens. Somebody's shadow, only seen from the light emanating from the room, is present.
It's Paula at the door.
That's when you hide back under your bed and hear the sounds of sirens outside. You step out and open the door. As you're walking downstairs, the light emanating isn't there no more. You walk, and once you open the door, you see Paula and the police cars behind her. A great ending to a stressful situation. Throughout the game, we're kept with the knowledge that this is someone's real experience, which is genuinely unsettling. We're shown familiarity with him living his day-to-day life, with home meals and schoolwork due. It isn't just some supernatural monster, no, in fact, it's human. The scariest monster sometimes is a human being. In the corner of your mind, you're stuck with the idea that this is a true story. And as things get worse, it highlights more and more. This game isn't all about jump scares, cheap thrills. It's a psychological trip. Everything is peaceful until it's not. The background music helps amplify this. The ambience getting louder and more distorted near the end created a heightened sense of urgency and worry compared to the melody playing during the mundane tasks throughout the game. Another detail is the way it ramps up. The gradual pacing from when we first start the game set the stage for what's to come. From the figure appearing on the lawn outside to the music gradually getting louder and shifting, it immediately set the tone for how the game was going to feel, but it wasn't intense enough to completely put you on edge for the rest of the gameplay. The player's actions, such as just checking the windows or preparing his meal, truly help contrast with the growing threat outside. As you're doing tasks after seeing this figure outside twice now, you start to be more aware of your surroundings. With heightened perception, you listen to any noise you can, but instead all you hear are your footsteps and the refrigerator humming. Getting water felt 1,000 times longer than when you had to make lasagna, all because of the threat looming at your front door. This game also pushes you into a false sense of security. By doing the tasks, you honestly forget it's a horror game and don't expect the scares when they happen. Like when you were going back upstairs to go back to sleep and you get a text from your mother saying there's a man outside. I don't know why, but the jump scares are also perfectly timed. It's like they're waiting for the player's emotional state to hit a vulnerable moment to finally strike. The scare at the front door while checking the blinds is an example. Even though we know that the threat is there from our mother's text, we're still caught off guard, and in this heightened state of fear, it's even worse with the constant text messaging and the eerie background score. The reaction of hiding under the bed is also a great representation of the instinct of fear. That's what gives this game its raw feeling, because it's how we would genuinely react in this situation. Looking for a place to hide, alerting a family member of what's happening. It's as if this could be happening to us right now and you're stuck with that feeling. Again, thank you to Rayll for these, and hopefully as time goes on I can make more of these towards this series.